love-hate relationship with money. It's our enemy because it blocks us from doing more good, like we think moral people should do, right? We think, I can't help my neighbor because I just can't afford it. We can't create art because we have to make a living. And we can't have social justice reforms because money is in the wrong hands. We're destroying the planet because a few have a greed that knows no bounds. And yet, we also love money. It means we can provide for our needs and possibly a few wants. It makes the world smaller so that we can get things that we couldn't get otherwise, right? If we had to barter with grain or livestock instead of paying cash money, right? And there is a part probably of each of us that has desires, and we can feel a little greedy sometimes because those desires can only be met with money, or at least it seems, and yet we still want them, and so money allows us to get them, therefore we love money. Today, I want to start a conversation around the question, can you be moral and have lots of money? Welcome to the Fife Movement. I'm your host, Amanda Neely. This is the only movement that helps our generation create our unique feminine and entrepreneurial path to financial independence. Now, here's what you need to know about me in this conversation about morality and money. I grew up in a place where when people were talked about that were not to be trusted or they would be complained about, it was always the people that had money that were viewed skeptically. If you did not have money, I didn't really hear anybody say that you weren't trustworthy or that, they weren't sure your motivations and stuff like that. And it's been quite a journey as an adult to do a little bit of deprogramming and figure out what I really believe, right? Form my own beliefs around money and what it means. And my first job out of college, I worked for a nonprofit, and I found myself in the major gifts team of that nonprofit, meaning we were working with really wealthy people trying to get them to give really big donations to this nonprofit. And so here I was, 22 years old, and I was thinking, these are really good people that happen to have really, a lot of money, and they're seeking to do a lot of good. How does this jive with my upbringing? Coming from a place that, our area was one of the poorest areas in the state of Ohio, right? So it was such a juxtaposition to where I came from. And I was intimately getting to know some of these people, right, and seeing them in action. One notable part in particular was that I was helping at a fundraiser at Obama's cardiologist's house in Chicago. People were coming there to talk about heart health and the African American community, and I was part of that and helping them, park their cars, get situated, welcome them, be part of that. And that was really fun. These were really great people looking to do some really great things. And I remember that being it's not wealth that defines us, right? I think, and that I needed to think about some of those things. Because here's ultimately where I land as of this moment, why I think many perceive money as immoral or evil. It's because money's been given the characteristics of God. Money is all powerful. It's everywhere. It's invisible. It's immortal. It seems to control everything we do and all of our relationships. But it's not a God who has our best interests in mind. So we perceive it as an unbenevolent dictator. In other words, money isn't evil or immoral, but we've made it so by giving it these kinds of characteristics. At its core, money is just a system of social arrangements, and it only has value because we give it value, and we've given it this evil, godly value to it. And with more and more money just being bits in a computer and nothing actually tangible, we don't even need a plastic card anymore. We can just use our phones to pay for stuff, right? This gives us a chance to transform money's characteristics. I mean, what if money wasn't all powerful? What if money wasn't immortal? What if money didn't control everything? What if the changes already happening in our social arrangements were reflected within money itself? What if, right? But where do we start with this kind of transformation? If we want to transform what money means and how it operates, where do we start? Michael Jackson would tell us we start with the man or woman in the mirror. As Gandhi would say, we want to be the change we wish to see in the world. And I believe if we want to transform the social arrangements that undergird our money system, we start with our own attachments to money. In psychology speak, many of us have an insecure attachment to money. We call it ours. We feel really violated if someone steals, cheats, or swindles us. I mean, it's almost as if they punch us in the face or chop off a hand, right? They steal our money. It's like they stole a part of who we are. Today, I invite you to consider how much of your identity is wrapped up in how much money you have or don't have. From my perspective, that's really the problem with distrusting the rich or questioning, can you be moral and have money? It's defining ourselves as rich or poor based on our income or our net worth, because life is so much more than money. Now, it might seem counterintuitive, but for me, part of breaking the power of money to define me has come in large part by one really important step I took: creating a strategy for my money. With a strategy, I think about money a lot less, and I trust in my strategy rather than in the money itself. Trusting in the strategy, though, is ultimately trusting in myself because I created it, right? The people who helped me create that strategy too, and the higher power that I lean on to guide my decision making as I made that strategy and as I tweak it and improve it over time. Ultimately, that financial strategy has transformed my entire life and why you're actually hearing my voice today. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be talking to you if I didn't have that financial strategy. Now, if you think that having a strategy might help you break the power of money to define you, I invite you to visit fifemovement.com. There you're going to find a really great resource that says it's there for making and keeping more money, but it's really about so much more. Now you know the secret. So thanks for joining me and connecting with the Fife Movement. As you go about your day, remember, wealth is coming your way. Your quest is to prepare to use it well. For more tips on how to prepare, be sure to subscribe. And then to connect with the community, visit fifemovement.com. And if my gift has helped you today, please pay that gift forward by sharing this content with a friend. My gratitude in advance. To help this video be seen by more people, please hit the like button and we invite your feedback in